The Bundesliga returns behind closed doors this weekend, and the eyes of the football world will be watching, because if the German league can pull this off, then it will set the blueprint for how football the world over can return to regular scheduling. The new template for a match day in Germany has one very simple aim, and that is to limit the number of people present to the absolute bare minimum. The number they've arrived at? 322. It goes without saying that the most obvious difference will be the lack of fans. When Dortmund host Schalke this weekend, they'll do so without the 80,000 people who usually turn up to their home games. Instead, the space will be split into three distinct zones: pitchside, in the stands, and outside the ground. The pitchside zone is the smallest by number, with 98. Each team will need 11 players to start with, as well as 9 substitutes, and they'll each be allowed 10 members of their coaching staff. The two clubs will be told to arrive at different times and by using different entrances, and everyone will be encouraged to maintain distance wherever possible, including on the benches, which could stretch much further along the touchlines. There will be a 5-person refereeing unit, just 4 ball boys and 3 pitchside photographers. The German blueprint also allows for 4 medical staff, 3 hygiene staff and 4 members of security to keep everyone in check. The remaining 15 spots pitchside go to VAR technicians. So the game has everybody it needs to start, but then we come to the people who must show and tell everyone else what happened, and when there's no fans in the ground, these people become more important than ever. The second zone is the biggest in number and concerns the stands, where 23 spots have been allotted to the television crews. This number will include a skeleton staff of camera operators, sound engineers, floor managers, and anyone else tasked with capturing the match action, while the pre, halftime and post-game shows will probably take place at a remote location. There will be 10 spots for written media, likely spread out across the ground. There will be a further 19 VAR technicians in this zone, 10 more security staff, 4 more medical staff, 4 police officers and 2 firemen. There will be 2 anti-doping officers who will work in separate rooms, and 5 spots for what the Bundesliga calls stadium operators. Finally, there will be 12 spots for team staff, which includes their video analysis and scouting departments, as well as 8 members of the home delegation, 4 members of the away delegation, and 7 representatives from the league. And of course, there will be 5 more hygiene staff here to ensure that this zone, made up of 115 people, is kept as sterile as possible. And that leaves us with the final zone at the perimeter of the ground. Here, another 37 VAR technicians and 14 members of the TV crew will go about their business, alongside 8 members of the ground staff. But the most important people will be the 50 members of security staff. If the league is going to succeed at minimising infection, it has to make sure that each of the 3 zones are protected from outside interference, and that's where these 50 people will be vital. So that's what the Bundesliga has in store, and doubtless football fans the world over will be willing it to succeed, because if it does, then it will provide the framework for football to return just about everywhere. And who wouldn't want that?